Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a community update for September 20th, 2019, so let's get into it. Alrighty, lots to cover. I just did a community update video yesterday, but I actually need to do one again because now we can really get into the meat and potatoes of what these events actually are. We can actually see what the new Dwarf Legendary is, so I'm going to go over that. And Polarium also snuck in a few new champions in there kind of unannounced that I just kind of noticed by the thumbnails, and I'm going to go ahead and cover all of that, let you know which ones are good, let you know if the fusion is worth it, do a complete breakdown of all the events. I'm going to dive into it all for you guys. So let's just start right at the top. The question that everybody's going to be asking is, you know, what are your thoughts on the new legendary Maulie Tankard, which is going to be this one. First of all, I love the name. Maulie is kind of like a play on the common female name Molly, like M-O-L-L-Y, but it's spelled like a maul that you would hit somebody with. So I love the play on the words with the name, and then Tankard. You know, the name is cool. It fits the dwarf theme, and it's kind of cool. So, but in terms of the character itself, I will go ahead and I like to pull up characters in the index, because you get to see them fully maxed out and all that. When you pull them up from the event, it shows them as level 1 sometimes, or level 50 or whatever. So now we can see fully ascended, invested in what this champion's going to bring to the table. And first thoughts, I love the aesthetics. The burning little hammer here looks really cool. I love how the shield has like this green poison flowing through it. The character looks very cool. I love the aesthetics. And then the base speed of 107 is great. Anytime we can get a champion with a base speed over 100, that's good speed. So she's going to be very versatile in terms of speed and our ability to gear her for the end game if her kit is good. So let's go over it here. A1 is going to be attack once. Damage increases by 50% if the target is under HP burn based on defense. Okay, I love that. That's a good A1. It brings a little bit of utility. And for like bosses, if you pair her with somebody that places an HP burn, I assume this is going to hit pretty hard. I do have to see it in action, but I assume it's going to hit decently hard. Alright, Bar Brawl. It's a cool name for an A2. Place a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the target for 2 turns instead. Place a 30% reflect damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, so she'll reflect damage. Okay. And then the provoke. So, yeah, I mean, that's good. All enemies. It is all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown. Okay. Revive an ally with 50% HP and fill their turn meter by 50%. Place a block damage buff on that ally for 1 turn. That's a cool ability that will allow you to go a little bit more glass cannon heavy in terms of like speed farming dungeons, because you'll have an ability out there that will revive you. So not amazing, but that ability is okay. And then the passive here, fill the turn meters of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit. Fill the turn meter of all allies by 25% when this champion is hit by a boss. This passive is absolutely incredible. I love this because she places provoke, and then when she gets the enemies to attack her, every time that happens, your whole team gets 15% turn meter. So very, very cool passive, and then we can book that to a 1-turn cooldown. So, okay. I love speed and turn meter manipulation. It's very good in this game, so I love that passive. This champion, in general, is going to get, like, an A- from me. I'm not going to put her in, like, the super god tier, but she seems to have good utility. So she's based on defense. She's got an ability that revives. She's got turn meter manipulation. She could be decent in the clan boss because of that, because it is a boss turn meter manipulation. She could be pretty good in dungeons. She's spirit, which is a good affinity to B. Yeah, I'd say like an A-, B+. We do have to grade pretty harshly because she is a legendary, so she's very expensive to you know, invest in, so I have to grade harshly. I'm gonna say B+ or A-. Looks pretty solid, but not like godly. So that's kind of like my first impression. Now let's go over some of the champions they kind of snuck in here. One of them was a dark elf, and it was this one here, Captain Temela. Kind of looks like Crimson Helm, very similar, just a little bit of a different color scheme. And then a base speed of 96, okay. Attack one enemy, 50% chance of placing a 15% continuous heal on this champion if critical. That's a good A1. Heal this champion by 15% of their max P. Heal all allies. So we're going to have to get good, basically crit and HP, and then ally protection. It's a huge cooldown. So it would be better for like a slower team, maybe like a counterattack type team or something. But some potential here, and resist and faction crypts. That's a great aura for faction crypts. So Captain Temela will be good in faction wars for sure. I like some of these abilities here. I'll give her like a B. Looks pretty decent and can definitely be very strong in faction wars. One of the other ones they snuck in here was this one. Catacomb Counselor. Base speed of 92 is a little low, but not awful. 50% chance of placing a 25% attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay. Attack one enemy 3 times. Heal this champion by 20% of the damage inflicted. Okay, not bad. Okay, this is going to be the one that makes or is make or break for this champion. Team up with 3 random allies. Okay, so most of your team. And then attack a single enemy. The allies joining will use their default skills. Okay, so kind of like a pseudo Longbeard. Very cool ability. I do like this. And this is going to have a lot of synergies that I want to dive in and test out and see. That ability is really similar to like Longbeard or Hyria. You know, you get that ally attack flooding in. A very cool ability to see. So lots of potential here on Catacomb Counselor. I'll give that an A- just because I really like this ability. Alrighty, and let me pull up what's some of the other stuff they snuck in here. This is, there was a rare that was new. This one right here. Okay, so attack one enemy is 7.5 on this champion. That's not that bad. That's decent. Attack all enemies 2 times. Each hit with a 50% chance of placing a poison. Not bad, but it is a 4-turn cooldown. It'd be really good if that was a 3-turn cooldown. Attack one enemy with a 40% chance. Okay, so a pretty decent early to mid game clan boss champion. I don't think it'll be super end game, but definitely a decent mid game champion against the clan boss. And then there was, I didn't go over Basher isn't a new one, so I won't cover that one. And Mistress of Hymns is not a new one, so I won't cover that one. You may be familiar with those already. So yeah, these 2 epics are kind of new, and then this rare right here are new. So I went over kind of the legendary and the new epics and all of that. So I guess let's go over the news post first, and I'll dive into talking about if I think it's worth it or not. I wanted to cover the champions first, though, because I'm sure that's what everybody was most interested to see. So, basically, this is going to be a limited time fusion of about 16 or 17 days, and there's going to be 4 epics that are required to fuse into the legendary Maulie Tankard. Now, 3 of them are going to be able to be acquired by getting rares from certain, tournaments and events that are going on, where if you participate in them and are active enough to get enough points, you'll be rewarded with the rare champions required to ascend into the epics. But Catacomb Counselor is actually only available in the champion training tournament. So if we look at the actual fusion, you can see that all these 3 on the left are available by getting all, you are guaranteed to get all of those rares if you participate in every single event and you're a very active player and you're really grinding. So you are guaranteed to get those 3 epics if you're willing to put in the time to grind. Now, this one is different. We are going to have to be going after the champion training, or no, wait. It's going to be the tournament. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. It's going to be the champion training tournament. This is the one, yeah. So right here, you need 10,000 points in the champion training tournament to get this counselor. Now, you do have 2 weeks, so you've got 14 days to do this. That's a very long time. We need to get about, so out of 10,000 points, we need what, 800 or 900 a day, something like that. We can see that I have 1,500 here, but I did grind a decent amount before this video, so I'm definitely on pace to complete it. And one thing I do want to point out is this is kind of new. I haven't seen them really post something like this for events before. And it's going to be very specific in saying the tavern. So leveling up your champions at the tavern by using XP brews. So level ups, like while you're farming in the campaign or in dungeons or whatever, leveling up will not count towards this event. And it says it again down here, upgrading a champion's rank in the tavern, which is obviously always the case. We have to go into the tavern to star up a champion. So that's not new, but this is new. Leveling up your champions at the tavern by using XP brews or sacrificing other champions. And it doesn't include farming XP. Now, this has always been kind of a pro tip that I give in these type of videos. I always say, hey, when do like 1 or 2 runs of your level 1 champions to get these free points, because when champions are level 1, they level up extremely fast. You can do like 1 run and be level 7. So you're stacking up all these points. You have 3 characters that are level 1. After 1 run, they're up to level 7. That's 6 level ups times 3. That's 18 level ups in 1 run, and you can stack these points really fast. But what Plarium did was they went ahead and made it so that pro tip is no longer relevant, and it's not going to work. You have to use the tavern and sacrifice champions or XP brews, which stinks. There's really no way around it. I loved that min-maxing, tip available for these events to make them just that little bit easier, and Plarium went ahead and removed that. What they're trying to do is make the XP brews more valuable and give more of an incentive to purchase them, which I guess I understand from their point of view, but it definitely sucks for the player base. So, I do disagree with it. I do wish they wouldn't have made that change, or at least done it in a way that it wouldn't have kind of screwed over people that were taking advantage of the pro tip and taking the time to level up and get those extra points. Maybe like what I would have done personally is level ups, points by level ups with brews or champion sacrificing would have been worth more points, but still leave the ability to min-max and earn those points through leveling up in the campaign and all that. That's how I would have done it, but they chose to go this route to make the brews more valuable. So yeah, and then obviously, upgrading your 6 stars is going to be worth a lot, and your 4 stars and then your 3 stars, it just kind of scales down from there. So basically, leveling up champions, starring them up, that's how you're going to get this epic right here. That is the toughest one to acquire, the only one that's not guaranteed by, like farming dungeons and stuff. Now, 10,000 points it's realistic, but admittedly, a lot of these events and this fusion in general is going to be very tough. If you're a new player or you're a free-to-play player, the whole kind of structure here of all these events are going to be very tough, and it is a definite grind that you are going to have to be very active and dedicated towards completing. So let me actually go over the events first before I give like the final verdict. Oh, but me, in my OCD, I gotta fix my sparring pit. I can't, even if I'm on live TV, I gotta do it. All right, there we go. All right, so let's go over the events as well. The champion training event. Now, this is rewards that we've really never seen them give. We have never seen them give a sacred shard, I don't think. Like, ever since I've been playing, there's never been an event where they give a sacred shard at the end. So that is cool, but it's very tough to get there. I actually said last night on stream that I anticipated this to be 25 or 30,000 points if they're going to be teasing a sacred shard in the event teaser picture. So it turns out it's 30,000. I wish it would have been 25,000. It would have been a nice gesture towards the player base and make it just a little bit more realistic to complete, because 30,000 is very tough for most of us out there, and I do sympathize with that. So the rewards are good. We get 5-star legendary, 5-star legendary, 5-star legendary, 6-star legendary, and all 4 of those pieces are going to be pretty usable, and probably you're going to get some utility out of them if they roll well. They are at least relevant sets. And then the legendary skill tome is obviously a great reward, and so is the sacred shard. So these are like probably $25 to $28 worth of rewards here, but it is gonna probably cost you some money to grind this, and you're gonna have to be very active, and it is going to be very difficult to complete. I played a lot. I grinded a lot today, and I'm barely on pace. 3,000. So if we get 12 or 13 days, yeah, you're gonna need. I'm on pace, but barely. You're gonna need, like 2,700 points a day. Very difficult for a lot of you out there to accomplish. So now let's go over the final verdict here. Let me pull it up. And should you go for the fusion? I'm going to, just because I want to be able to make the content for you guys. I want to acquire this legendary as soon as I can so that I can really test it and let you guys know what I think. I'll try to get the legendary as quick as I can and invest in her and really test her out and get that information out to you so that you can decide within the next few days if you really want to grind for her or not. But as of now, if you're a free-to-play player, I would probably not worry about it and just kind of get what you can out of the events, because it's probably not realistic for a free-to-play player to complete this event. And, if you are the type of player who spends just a little bit, or you're a new player, also it's probably not realistic for you to get this legendary champion, which is unfortunate. I wish, I'm not the type to rant and like sit here and rage, but I do wish they would have structured this a little bit different. I like how there is a long time. It's not like 5 days or something. They give you a long time. I would have given people like a month. Like, go ahead, give people a month, because it's hard to expect people to play 3 or 4 hours a day. I would have extended the time frame and made this a little bit more realistic to achieve, because it is very difficult. And I'm gonna grind super hard to make it happen, just so I can let the community know how good this champion is and dive in and test her. But for you guys out there, I would say, unless you're a super hardcore player and also spending money, I probably wouldn't recommend going for this. It's going to be very tough for you to get, and that's just me being honest. And I don't want to lie to you guys. It's going to be very tough, and you probably don't want to go for it if you aren't spending money, basically. Like I said, I would have made it a lot longer of a time frame. I would go ahead and make it a month. Like, maybe every month we should have a fusion that's a month long. That way you're rewarding your players that are active for the whole month. They have a goal to progress towards, and you relieve the stress where they don't have to play so much and grind so hard. They have a whole month and make it a little bit more realistic, and that way it's still tough to get. You still have to be active for a month, but you're not sitting here grinding and spending so much money. I guess before I end the video, I will go over the offers here that are currently on my board and let you know which ones I would recommend buying. The bonus offer pack I went over in my last video, I haven't quite scooped it up yet. I'm kind of weighing my options on if I want to spend that money or not, but it is a very good offer. If you're going to spend money, this one is great. The special ancient pack, this offer, I'll go ahead and plug it in the calculator for you guys, just so you can see kind of live and get the real value here. 34, there we go. I wish it would have came with some energy. That would have really put it over the top. I think this is going to be borderline if I had to guess. It's going to be pretty borderline on if it's worth it or not. 41, okay. Yeah, okay, so it comes out as decent, which is what I kind of thought it would be. If this came with like 2,000 energy, that would really put it up towards something that I would probably lean towards buying. This is probably something I would recommend staying away from, unless you are the type of player that does enjoy spending a decent amount of money. Then this one is decent, and it will definitely help you with completing some of those events. But currently, just my overall reaction, this is one that I wouldn't recommend. This one here, these are great. These kind of progress pack, little $5 offers, these are great. I've gone over them a lot. The critical set pack, this is decent. The 5-star legendary full set with energy and gems, this one's decent. It's not amazing, but it's decent. So I would say, again, if you're a stingy player that only wants to spend a certain amount, then I would say, probably not go with this one. But if you are a player that is premium and does enjoy spending money, then this is a pretty good offer. So I would rate them. This one's the best. The bonus offer pack, this one is probably second best. The critical set, the critical rate set, and then this one's, or no, this one, This one is pretty tied with the crit rate set. No. I'm totally messing up here because I forgot about this one because it's always there. This is the best one. This is the second best one for sure. Then the crit rate set is third, and then the special ancient pack is fourth. I'm sorry about messing that up. I forgot about this one because it's always there. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I know this video got kind of long, but I wanted to really discuss this stuff because there was a lot to go over. And let me know what you think and, you know, all of that. I always enjoy hearing your guys' opinions. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.